Folks, we're only 12 hours, yes, 12 hours from the Warriors season being over. Lost 4-1 to the T-Wolves. And we have major updates on the roster construction. Giannis, is he coming or going? NBA insiders are letting us know which way. Joe Lacob, Steve Kerr. What are we going to do with Butler, Draymond, Steph? This core, break it up, make a trade. Roster construction, Mike Dunleavy Jr., the head of it. We have all the updates for you from major NBA insiders on the Warriors. 12 hours in, folks. That's why you subscribe to Warriors Digest, because we give you all the news, whether it's the regular season, the postseason, or the offseason. Arthur did an amazing job on the post-game recap and a summary of the season last night. The video is below. Go ahead and take a look at it if you haven't seen it. Arthur does a great job on everything. Your boy Randy Silver, we're here for you. Moving into this offseason, what are we going to do? Offseason news. We're going to do player breakdowns, a.k.a. like Brandin Podziemski. How did he do his sophomore year, his up and down season? How did it compare to his freshman year, his rookie year? How did it compare to his deal? What's his potential value in the trade? Things like that. We're going to break down each player. We're going to break down offseason moves. Draft players who the Warriors could go get. You have the NBA offseason summer league. You have free agency. You have players leaving the Warriors. There's so much coming into this team. We have it all for you. And that's why we're going to break it down ASAP. I'll put out a video later today with my thoughts on last season. This past season, how it goes and my reaction. And just to everybody who's been here from the very beginning, thank you. If you found us 2 years ago, this year, today, thank you for being Warriors Digest. Subscribe so you don't miss any of the news. So the biggest news, folks. Warriors reportedly not eyeing a major shakeup. Want to retool rotation around stars. And that makes perfect sense. And you know why? Because you just paid Jimmy Butler $120 million for the next 2 years. You don't have a lot of room to spend. You don't have a lot of moves to make when Steph, Dray, and Clay's gone. Steph, Dray, and Jimmy are making a bunch of money. We look right here. Let me blow this up for you folks. Look at the future salary outlook. Steph is making $59 million next year. Butler's making $54 million. Green's making $25 million. Let's say 60 plus 50. That's 110 plus 25. That's $135 million on your salary cap, or your total salary, $170 million. That is crazy. That's like 60-70% in that range. We only have minus $16 million cap space. If you look right here, first apron tax space, $24 million. Luxury tax, $16 million. So we do have some room to spend, which is good. But you also look at who you're losing. You're losing GP2. You're losing Looney. You're losing Knox, Key, Armstrong. Technically, they're all free agents. Now, we could bring them back, but are those the right people to bring? And we're going to bring that through to you. So the biggest question becomes, folks, beyond Curry, Butler, and Green, who are locked in, what do we do with Looney and Payton, as I just talked about, unrestricted free agents? Looney's role on this team diminished throughout the season, but he still has value as a defensive presence. He cannot shoot. He's getting slower laterally. Yes, he can still rebound a bit. Doesn't finish well at the rim, but is there another big man out there you can get for $10 million that helps you out? GP2, when he's healthy, a great defender. Glove looked a step slower this year than he has. He's had multiple calf injuries, hamstrings that could affect him. Is there somebody else out there? Yes, he's a fan favorite. He's a locker room guy, which you have to play in part. But is there someone else out there potentially? Then you got Buddy, Brandin, Moody, Jackson-Davis. Buddy, let's go back to the deals really quickly, folks. You look at Buddy. He's still got 2 years left at $10 million. Based off of the projections that he gets, sometimes he's worth it, sometimes he's not, especially beginning of the season against the Rockets Game 7, things like that. Brandin, TJD are still in their rookie deals. And then, of course, Jonathan Kuminga will blow back up. A restricted free agent. We're not going to be able to re-sign him. If someone gives him $20, $30 million, that basically eats in to the Warriors' salary, and then you won't be able to fill out the bench, which we saw we kind of needed. When the bench, we need more scoring. Kuminga can provide it, but he doesn't fit this team. And that takes you to Giannis. There are no early indications the Warriors want to bring Giannis in. Giannis Antetokounmpo. As they enter the team this summer, their internal plan is how to reform this team against Curry and Butler. And that makes perfect sense because if you want Giannis, let me pull this up for you folks. You're going to have to give up your first rounds for probably the rest of 2026 through 2030. It's great we have these first rounds. Maybe they start in 2027 when all their contracts are up. The Warriors are probably on the downturn, but maybe not because of Giannis. And then, do we have any young assets to really trade them? Maybe you do a sign and trade with Kuminga. He signs back and he's a part of it. Fair. Probably want TJD for size. Moody, maybe Podziemski. So the question is Giannis worth mortgaging the future on? Are they going to take Butler back? Probably not. They're not going to take Steph and Dray. So then you're going to have 4 players all making around, Dray's at 25 million, but 4 players making 40, 50 million plus. 3 players, excuse me. There's going to be no depth in this team. And we saw what happens with one injury. With Steph Curry hurt, Warriors lost 4 in a row to the Timberwolves. So is that a smart move? A prudent move? No. And it's not something that they're looking to do. They made their move with Butler. If Steph doesn't get hurt, this T-Wolves series we know is different. There was a path there for them to get to the finals. Now OKC, Denver are terrible matchups for us. Who knows what happens then? But it's kind of like 2022 where Ja Morant was hurt for a bit. We made it past them. It felt like the dominoes fell into place. That's something that could have happened here. So no major shakeup is how do we retool this team. And that's why when you look at this team from across the board, the turnaround we had, it was unbelievable where the Warriors were to start the season, to middle of the season, to the end of the season. And folks, if you've been here with me for quite a while, we've been following this game in and game out. So let's show you, as I pull it up on my screen, give me 1 second, the Warriors schedule. Let's pull it in and show you just how topsy-turvy. I know that you know, but again, visual. Warriors started the season really hot, like 12-3. And that November, December, January time frame, we took a major downturn. And when Butler came, that's when everything turned around early February. We made it past the Rockets in 7. 2 beats 7. Let's go. And then we lost to the Timberwolves, who were just a better team without Steph. But this is impressive, folks. Where the season was going, we were not even a play-in team when Jimmy Butler came in. We were hovering around 25-25, and the Warriors came through and were able to pull it out with Butler. Again, one of the hottest teams down the stretch. And that's where Joe Lacob, the owner, says, it's in some ways kind of a win to get here. We should not have been here. We lost 4 games to not a good team, a team playing very well. Give credit to Randall, Edwards, Gobert, the whole team. We didn't have our best player, one of the greatest players of all time. So you can sit here and say what ifs, judgments, but I can't really be upset with what happened. We didn't have our full team. Fair. But this whole season, folks, felt like it lasted 24, 25 years. This offseason will feel like 50 years. There will be rumors about Giannis and the Warriors. There'll be rumors about what they're doing with JK. Will there be a trade? Will there be draft picks? Whatever is happening, we are going to have it all for you. But again, we were not supposed to be here based off of where we were middle of the season. Beginning of the season, 12-3, first in the West, and then went down, and then popped our way back up. The Warriors went 23-7 with Butler. Again, he signed a $120 million contract extension, basically 110. He's locked in. Steph is locked in. Dray's locked in. Butler's committed to this team, and that's why you saw him play through his lower back injury, his sickness. Obviously, playoff Jimmy. He wants to play, compete, get his first NBA Finals win. But how do you retool this team around Jimmy and Steph? We saw a lot of iso ball with Jimmy. You need more shooting. Moody was inconsistent. Post was inconsistent. JK was inconsistent. Looney can't shoot. TJD can't shoot. Brandin was super inconsistent. Buddy inconsistent. You need more consistency around shooting. You need more length. Like, look at how McDaniels guarded Butler. You need more wing length like McDaniels, a KCP type of player. In addition, you need better inbound. inside the paint. Steven Adams type of player. Someone big who can bounce with the biggest guys. And folks, that's where it comes to. The Warriors offseason will be a roller coaster. Retooling around the big three we have. Most likely not getting Giannis per the reports. So stay tuned to Warriors Digest. We're going to break it down for you consistently. Be on the lookout for a reaction video from the season. Again, I will put that out today or tomorrow. And folks, thank you for being here. Subscribe so you don't miss anything daily. And of course, comment your thoughts on what we're talking about.